Planned Parenthood trending again today, and the actual hashtag that I've been seeing out there is PP for Planned Parenthood sells baby parts. Pretty disturbing. The Center for Medical Progress released its fourth video in its Undercover Planned Parenthood series today, adding further and at times graphic evidence to the charge that the largest provider of abortions in America is engaging in the trafficking of aborted babies' body parts. And the most surprising part of this story is that yesterday afternoon, a judge issued a temporary restraining order against the Center for Medical Progress, trying to force them to stop releasing the videos that Planned Parenthood claims were illegally filmed. It was a pretty bold move to go ahead and release this fourth video, especially today, and someone who has intimate knowledge of the videos being released by the Center for Medical Progress is my next guest, Operation Rescue Board member, Dr. Gary Cass. Dr. Cass, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jean.
Such a disturbing topic. I don't know if it's more disturbing to see these videos, 4 of them now released, or if it's more disturbing the people that I see somehow able to dismiss them or to focus on the filming being possibly illegal. Let's start with that aspect of the story. Kamala Harris, of course, of California, asked that that there be a restraining order put on the release of any more videos, saying that they were illegally acquired. Can you explain what her accusation was?
Well, there's a very narrow ruling from the judge, thankfully. We were afraid, but we anticipated the other side is not going to just let these things roll out without some kind of response. And the good news is these videos, these undercover shots they will come out no matter what happens. They've been very widely and broadly distributed inside and outside of California. And I don't even know where they are. I don't want to know where they are. All I know is the truth is going to come out. So that's a good thing, whether it's on the internet or wherever. Yeah. But the restraining order was specifically regarding an interview that took place between the president of STEM Express and our undercover actors. And basically, the president was mortified because she made some comments in that interview that she doesn't want anybody to know. Of course. But this was not illegally acquired. And this gets into some of the legal minutia. Sometimes in certain states you have to have what's called two-party consent. Right. And then in some states you only have to have one party or no consent from anybody. All of the interviews that were done with the president of Stem Cell Express were done in restaurants, where there is no reasonable expectation of privacy, where you do not need consent. So let's just say the final story on that particular video that she asked not to have shown is not over. There is going to be an appeal because, again, it was not illegally acquired. We know the laws. We knew going in what would be at stake, and we were very careful to respect the state laws relative to recording videos.
Okay, but some of the videos were filmed obviously in a laboratory because they have petri dishes with babies' very obvious body parts there, and that was in Colorado where that law doesn't stand. So how could they even issue the restraining order? I mean, I understand they maybe went judge shopping, that this took a little doing, that they found somebody passionate about their side of the issue. But is so there's no way, you're saying there's no way to restrain these videos?
This isn't going to stand. This will not stand. There will be a slap appeal. You cannot use the courts to silence the First Amendment freedom of speech that we have. This was acquired legally. It was acquired in a public forum where there was no expectation of privacy. So let's just say this will come out eventually one way or the other. So,
I mean, was there a huddle that said, hey, we don't really care what California said, we're going to release that video in the morning just to smack them back?
Well, we haven't released that interview. That interview that hasn't been released. Now, what we saw from Colorado...
Wait, I'm sorry, back up. Which interview hasn't been released?
With the president of STEM Express.
Oh, okay. So the interview that they narrowly put this restraint... I see, honored that. You don't need it because there's so much other stuff. Got it.
We're covered.
Got it. So the argument of Planned Parenthood all along has been that they're not actually selling these body parts. Now, I saw a negotiation take place, unless it was, and I've been edited, I've done reality television, I've been edited in ways that make me mad sometimes. Were the edits fair, first of all, in your opinion? And secondly, straight up, are they selling baby body parts?
Well, yes and yes. And let's talk about that. In order to circumvent the criticism that these were unfairly edited, the full-length videos were released basically simultaneously. So your viewers can be the final judge of whether these are being arbitrarily edited. We're trying, you know we live in a YouTube generation. You can't put a 2-hour interview up and expect everyone to do it. So we had to edit it. We'll let everybody be fair, but
and you try to show the important parts, the reason you came to the party in the first place, right?
Right, but this was made available to everybody simultaneously. I think you will see that the edits stand on their own. So no, they were not unfairly edited. And they were acquired lawfully, so I don't know what the complaints are other than the fact, and here's to use a crass metaphor, we turned on the lights and the cockroaches have gone scattering.
Yeah.
And so rather than dealing with the fact that they've been caught, what are they going to do? They're going to turn their guns on the people that turn the lights on.
It's Alinsky.
Right,
yeah.
So it's just, we expected this. Frankly, having someone like David Daleiden, who doesn't have any known history of any kinds of things that could be used to malign him. He's a fair actor, and I think the evidence and the videos speak for themselves.
One thing that nobody's really discussing, at least not as far as I've seen, is whether or not they're selling body parts. Does it mean anything that we're acknowledging that these are body parts to be at best used to heal humans, but if they're not humans, which is really what the assumption of Roe versus Wade is, then their body parts wouldn't work to heal human body parts. Is that
well,
part
it just shows you the irrationalism
yeah.
that you have to resort to justify this. And I can't justify it because it is irrational, but that's where we are. And that's the good thing about the discussion we're having. Finally, the full humanity of the baby is, we're being confronted with it in a very, the latest video that came out today, honestly, I saw it before it went out. I could not watch the whole thing. There was a combination of anger and disgust.
Yeah.
I literally had to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I encourage your viewers to go and watch it, but it will stir you one way or the other. So yes, they are selling body parts, but here's the bottom line.
Body of what, though? I mean, like, that's the question that, like, Hillary and Camilla and the rest of them aren't answering.
Well, they can't say it.
But body parts of what? Like, I just feel like somebody needs to ask them that question, and we maybe need to revisit Roe versus Wade. Well,
that was the assumption, that if we could prove the humanity of the infant, then therefore, or the preborn infant, yeah, that he should or she should have the full rights that afforded every other American. But here's the hard reality is this has been going on for decades. The media and the law enforcement refused to do the hard work that the Center for Medical Progress had to do.
We're glad they did, and we're glad you were with us tonight.